it's twice the amount. Well, normally a quarter of a cup, and I put a quarter of a cup of oats, and I put a whole cup of milk. I've got 2 cups of milk, which are going into this one. Now, I have an unusual routine in the morning, but I've tried this one so that I'd be able to talk more intelligently to you. This is the electric stove top, and I'm going to go to about 7 here and hopefully watch it so that it doesn't overburn. I want to bring it to the boil because it's milk and because it's so far up in this particular container, a saucepan, it's likely to overboil if I don't watch that. And so this I'm very careful to be able to watch as we're doing it. And I've got to tell you, the reason why I am doing it in this fashion is because I want something for you so that you can heat this up and then set it aside, and you'll find that it will actually work by stored heat. Was that something that you're just waving at somebody, or?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. But please feel perfectly free. This is my new friend who is doing the camera work. People, perfect for you to make signs and everything else. It's just that I don't know what signs mean anymore.
It's for you. It's for the people.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is on the heat, and so I have 1 hour in which I do journaling. Okay. So I would pray and do a journal thing and do a bit of Bible reading. And I do all of that in 1 hour. That's from 6 until 7. 7 o'clock, I put all that away and I get my outfit on and I do some speed walking, and then I do exercises and then shower and dress. By which time it is now 8 o'clock. And that's time for Diane Rehm on NPR, which I listen to and have my breakfast. So what I do is I put the oatmeal on when I'm ready to do the exercises, and it has 1 hour at a low temperature, and it's perfect. Now, which one was that? That was the silver sound that I got from that, which means that these, remember these back here? If you've just joined me, I'm making some sweet potatoes here to do a new kind of mac and cheese. What I want is for these to be really soft. And by that, I mean, if I was to place this here and was to put my knife blade on there, it must go easily through that. I think it needs just a little bit more. It was taking a bit of time to come up to the heat, so I'm going to add another couple of minutes to that. And this is, by the way that I have always run my kitchen, and making notes as I go along, because it's, for me, what's important is that I just found that my shirt wasn't tucked in properly. That would have never happened in the old days. That was because you gave me a different microphone. Okay, that's fine. It's all done now, and now I feel better. Okay, so we put that back. Lid on. Yes, I make such detailed notes, and Suzanne, who's always worked with me, is here today, and she makes all these notes and transfers them so that, to the best that we know, is the method we are giving you that will work. It's really important, that from our point of view. Okay, so this is gradually heating up. That's the oatmeal here. Now, I use 1% milk in this, not skim milk, but 1%. I'm getting a lot of texture out of the softening of the oats into the dish. I can, if I wanted to, if I have a large number of friends now who are vegetarian and some of whom are vegan, and they really are doing so well. It's really impressing me. If we in the United States were to adopt what the Seventh-day Adventist people do in terms of lifestyle, those who are vegetarian, their amount of health problems that they have, that's the other bell which I know just went off, give me a moment. If we did that as a people, as a nation, we wouldn't have a healthcare problem. We wouldn't. We would be so much fitter. They are remarkable. These people who work and live that way have actually managed to become the longest lasting people on the planet, even beating the people in Okinawa. So it just went, it just had a little bit of a blip there, and that blip would have been for the stainless steel. So let me see now. Ah, that's pretty good. Good, okay. So that's now the sweet potato is done. And I promise you 18 minutes will be okay for that. And there we go. And there, that means that the pasta is done. Now remember that was a 1 minute boil and then the 15 minutes to let it stand. And that's what it looks like now that is cooked. Now let me just take one of these, if it's a bit slippery and it's very hot. Ah. That still needs a little more. That's really interesting. I'm going to... I don't know why that is. Huh. Strange. It's important to me to know why that is, and I would have to now go back and try and understand it, but it needs just a little bit more cooking. All right. Now, this one, on the other hand, is just coming up to the boil. Remember, that's what we were going to do. It takes about 7 minutes. And I've got a really thick-bottomed pan here. And bring it to the side now before it boils over. And you see that the oats now have begun to absorb the milk. And it, on the extremity of these oat flakes themselves, right? It's like if I was an oat flake like this, and then the warmth of this thing is operating on the edge of the flake itself until I begin to start to ooze into the milk. Like that. Now that's, do you remember the Bee Gees, that group? Well, the beta-glucans are the Bee Gees. And that's what's oozing out into that milk and thickening that milk of Bee Gees. And it's a fiber. And it's a fiber which helps to reduce low-density lipoproteins in your bloodstream. That's why it's a good thing from a cholesterol heart health point of view that you have this and cook it in this way. All right, so what I've got now is the 7 minutes, and I can shoot that to the side and put a lid on the top of that. And by the time that we get round to that and analyzing it and you know, adding the extra things to it, I think you'll see that it has thickened considerably. My grandmother used to bring that to the boil in Scotland. She'd dig a hole in the garden. It was a permanent hole. And she'd put the saucepan into the hole, and then she'd put the straw on the top of it and go to bed at night. In the morning, she'd go up and lift it out of the hole and pour it out as porridge. And it was just like double thick, rich cream. It was just wonderful. I'm not suggesting that. That's a bit too much. All right. Good. Okay, so that's done. This is done. That's almost ready. I need to boil that up a bit more. Let me show you what we do next.
Quite a few viewers have asked this question.
Yes.
Mr. Happy Waffles is one, and Mama Bear and Cubs is another. They would love to know, what was it like cooking with Julia Child when you did a TV special with her?
Oh, It was wonderful. I don't remember just exactly how old Julia was when we did the program together, but I think it was probably about as old as I am now. And Julia's just wonderful. Julia once at a meeting that I attended when I'd never actually met her personally, she said, "Oh, really?" She said, "I don't talk like that, and I know I don't do it very well, but I'll just try." She said, I don't believe it's possible to eat food at just 10% of calories from fat. If there's anybody here who does that, please stand up now so that I can look at you."